everyone, and welcome to my channel, which is called Truly, Madly, Intentionally Mom. This is the place where I like to share my thoughts on parenting in the hope that they might inspire other fellow parents to look at parenting through a lens of raised consciousness, more mindfulness, and more intentionality. Play is one of my most favorite topics about parenting because I believe that play is the gateway that children use to lead us into their inner worlds. Fred Rogers, the creator and host of the preschool television series Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, says, play is often talked about as if it were a relief from serious learning. But for children, play is serious learning. And I tend to agree with Mr. Rogers. On a side note, an animated spin-off of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is available on Netflix, and it's called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. And it's a personal favorite at our house. So if you're a sensitive parent looking for quality content for your preschool-aged children, then you must give it a try. Coming back to the topic of play, today I would like to talk to you about sensory play, and more specifically, messy play. Water and playdoh and glue and slime and sand. Oh no, wait, please don't tune me off, because today I want to share with you some tips on how to make messy play less messy and more tolerable for us parents. In early childhood, children use all of their senses to explore the world, and their brains are busy building nerve connections and hand-eye coordination and motor skills and language and body control and spatial awareness and so many beautiful skills. Messy and sensory play aids all of this development. In fact, come to think of it, and when we were children growing up, messy and sensory play was woven into our everyday lives. When Mum made rotis, the Indian kind of flatbread, she gave us a small dough to make our own rotis. That was sensory play in every way. Most of us went outside and played in the mud and got dirty and splashed around in a bucket of water at bath time. However, in our modern day fast-paced lifestyle, I think opportunities for messy play are growing scarce, and we need to consciously make them a part of our children's everyday lives. I know that a lot of parents want to give their children more and more opportunities for messy and sensory play, but they dread the mess and the subsequent cleanup. And if you do, I hear you and understand you. But if you still are keen on giving your children more and more opportunities for them to reap the benefits of messy and sensory play, while still honoring your own need of not having too much mess in the house, here are some ideas for you. Number one is to take the play outdoors. If you want the mess to stay out of doors, you can take yourselves out of doors. And trust me, it's not all that hard. One of the ways to get your outdoor sensory experiences rolling is nature walks. Just a simple walk around the block where you let your child touch and smell flowers, touch and play with pebbles and mud, and let him get dirty, or just run wild among the trees, or even climb one if your child feels up to it, is a highly enriching sensory experience for young children. If you don't have access to much nature where you live, just a simple barefoot walk on the grass is still an enriching sensory experience. Another way is to take your children to the beach to play with sand and water. For those who have a beach nearby, you could plan a visit to the beach with ample time on hand to just play with sand and water. So you manage to keep most of the mess outdoors, and you just need to make sure that your child is clean before you get back indoors. And then we have gardening. Letting your child do some gardening with grandpa will not only teach him about plants and how they grow, but it is totally, in every way, a sensory treat for a young child. Number two is water play. Just a simple splashing session in the bathtub or an inflatable pool if you have one, or just in a simple bucket in the bathroom is a game changer for toddlers and preschoolers. And here's a simple tip. The day you change your bed sheets, you could set your child up on the bed sheet that's going into the wash with a large bowl of water and a few cups and scoops. And all you need to do once they're done playing is throw the bed sheet into the wash and rinse off the cups and scoops. Another beautiful way to play with water is water painting. A chalkboard surface such as the good old slate, or any smooth dark colored surface such as a smooth dark colored pavement, is the perfect canvas for painting with just water. So a cup of water and a paintbrush and your child is all set to have fun. Added bonus, no cleanup needed. And if you wanted to go a bit fancier, these reusable water reveal pages are now available everywhere, online and in stores, that you can buy and just paint on them with water, and they reveal this beautiful picture with colors on them. Most water play is pretty simple and requires hardly any cleanup. And especially in the warmer weather, all you need to do is leave things out to dry by themselves. Number 3 is less messy and easier to clean sensory bins. And for anybody who is new to the concept of sensory bins, it is basically a large tub or any large container filled with material that is carefully chosen to stimulate the senses. And we could use easily available dry material that we usually have on hand at home for our sensory bins. For example, we could use rice, pasta or beans. Just throw in a bag of dry rice or pasta or dry beans into a plastic tub with a few cups and scoops. And there you have your dry sensory bin. This bin will be enough to intrigue your toddler. But for a slightly older child, you might want to try hiding small objects such as small animals into the bin, and that will potentially transform your child's play experience into a whole new imaginative world. And cleanup is just taking a broom and a pan and just collecting all of the dry grains. Caution, they might end up all over your house, but it's still not as messy as glue or slime. One useful tip here is that if you want to reduce the mess, you could try using a tray or a mat underneath the sensory bin to catch spills. And you don't need to throw away the rice or pasta after one use. I usually collect these materials and store it away in a separate Ziploc bag so that I don't use it in my cooking by mistake. And we can keep using the material multiple times until it actually goes bad and we need to throw it away. But dry grains will usually stay for months if you keep them dry. Another idea is to use cotton balls or pom-poms as your sensory bin filler. Fill your sensory bin up with cotton balls or colorful pom-poms and let your child have a blast. At the end of playtime, a simple broom and pan will help you clean up in no time. Similarly, you could use materials such as paper shreds or crumpled paper, and I'm sure you creative parents out there will come up with a zillion other ideas. One tip I'd like to share here is that if you do plan to do a lot of messy activities at home, it is very handy to have a sturdy and large tarp or plastic sheet on hand, because it is easy to clean up when you use one, and it keeps your floor and carpets and rugs clean and mess-free. On the cost side, most of the outdoor activities and water play are completely free. And if you're worried about the money you will spend buying sensory bin fillers, then let me reassure you that a bag of grains or cotton balls will certainly cost you much less than any flashy noise-making plastic toy that you might buy. And a sensory bin is a toy that will fuel your child's creativity and imagination much better. Messiness is a large and significant part of childhood, and the benefits, I believe, are worth putting in some effort to raising our own tolerance to mess. So, are you willing to let some messiness slide and let your children reap the benefits of such play? Or are there other challenges that stop you from letting your children get messy? I'd love to know in the comments below, and thank you for watching this episode today. And I'll be back with another. Until then, bye bye and take care.